Om Shanti, how are you? Ponniyin Selvan Part 2 is a movie with an amazing story aspect. It has been shot on a grand scale. While there are a lot of great things about this film, which we'll be discussing soon, let us look at some of the flaws in the beginning. We should definitely accept that cramming a 2000 page novel into a 5-hour film is definitely a daunting task. So many incidents have been removed in this film. So it makes us difficult to understand some scenes. Next, dialogues play a major role in historical films. But in this movie, it seems they don't give much importance to the dialogues. Whether it is due to a technical glitch or they have done it on purpose, most of the dialogues of the movie are not audible. Other than that, the movie is awesome. Now let's see the story of the film. At a young age, Adhitta Karikalan, a prince of the Chola kingdom, falls in love with Nandhini, an orphan girl serving in a temple. Nandhini doesn't seem to enjoy the comforts of palace life in the beginning. When Adhitta Karikalan introduces Nandhini to his elders, saying that he is going to marry her, the very next day Nandhini is chased out of town without Adhitta Karikalan's knowledge. Adhitta Karikalan finds it really hard to forget Nandhini, so he takes part in great wars just in an attempt to forget Nandhini. Once, when fighting with a Pandya king, Veerapandiyan goes into a forest and hides. Adhitta Karikalan, who chased him, sees Veerapandiyan with his girlfriend Nandhini in a hut. He gets really shocked and angry. Despite Nandini's pleading to spare Veerapandiyan's life, Adhitta Karikalan kills him instantly. All this makes Nandhini hate Adhitta Karikalan and the Chola Empire immensely. So, to take revenge, Nandhini marries a Chola king who is Adhitta Karikalan's grandfather and enters the Chola kingdom as a queen. Nandhini conspires with the Pandyas to kill Adhitta Karikalan, his younger brother Arunmozhivarman, and their father Sundara Chola, the most prominent members of the Chola royal family. Accordingly, she plans to kill Sundara Chola in his palace and on the very same day to invite Adhitta Karikalan to the Kadambur mansion and kill him there. But her plan to kill Sundara Chola was foiled by Mandakini by sacrificing her own life. The main reason for this is that Mandakini is Sundara Chola's ex-girlfriend. Avoiding the Mandakini's love affair with Sundara Cholan is definitely a huge setback for this film. Mandakini acts with a maternal instinct to save the Chola dynasty while her daughter Nandhini plots to eradicate it. Actress Aishwarya Roy plays the dual roles of Nandhini and Mandakini brilliantly. Although his brother and sister warn him repeatedly that Nandhini is planning to kill Adhitta Karikalan at the Kadambur mansion, Adhitta Karikalan goes alone to the Kadambur mansion. When Adhitta Karikalan and Nandhini meet alone in the Kadampur mansion, the emotions of love and anger alternate between them. Whether Nandhini murders Adhitta Karikalan or Adhitta Karikalan commits suicide by stabbing himself in front of Nandhini remains a mystery both in the original novel and in this movie. Meanwhile, the royal title that went to Adhitta Karikalan should rightfully be given to Adhitta Karikalan's uncle Madurandagan. So Madurandagan, along with other minor princes, is trying to take over that role. Eventually, Madurandagan changes his mind and joins forces with Arunmozhivarman. The film ends with Arunmozhivarman giving up his royal title to Madurandagan after the death of Adhitta Karikalan, saying that Madurandagan rightfully deserves the title. The most important thing we can notice in this film is that Nandhini is also being cheated by two men, and her mother Mandakini is also cheated by two men. Yes, when Veerapandiyan comes to kill Sundarachola in a frenzy, instead of Sundarachola, he sees his girlfriend Mandakini, kidnaps her and rapes her. Nandhini is the child born of that pregnancy. Nandhini comes to know this truth only at the end. Veerapandiyan raises Nandhini as an orphan girl without telling this matter to Nandhini. Similarly, Nandhini is chased out of town because of her love affair with Adhitta Karikalan. So, Nandhini has the urge to destroy the Chola dynasty itself. The film brilliantly portrays how love can quickly turn into revenge if it ends in failure. Although majority of love losers behave exactly like Nandhini, Mandakini is definitely an exception. Although she was betrayed by Sundaracholan, she doesn't have vengeance towards Sundaracholan or his family. Instead, she continues to be loyal to Sundaracholan and his family. As a matter of fact, she considers Sundaracholan's family to be her own, and that is the main reason she protects Arunmozhivarman whenever he is in danger. Adhitta Karikalan's character brilliantly illustrates that even if one is born into a royal family, if his love fails, he will turn into a psycho and destroy himself. It is beautifully portrayed how Karikalan and Nandhini hated each other after their separation and the incidents happening after that. But when they finally meet in the end, the emotions of love comes to the surface again. This is the core reason why murders happen with love affairs and extramarital affairs. That's why God says lust is the biggest enemy. One should conquer it. Once you fall in love with someone, you will first start losing your peace. And you will regain that peace if you are lucky enough to start living together with your love. But unfortunately, most of us fail miserably in love, making our mind lose space and explodes like a volcano. When they realize that they can never be reunited with the person they love, they have this strong urge to kill those who are responsible for this. But are we going to get peace after killing them? Even after killing and going to jail, the guilt of having killed and the anger that the love of that man or woman was the cause of such killing will haunt them for the rest of their lives. Another wonderful message has been deeply embedded in this film. That is, they say that dividing a nation is like sharing one's wife. Characters like Madurandagan, Arunmozhivarman, Karikalan explain brilliantly that in those days, instead of dividing their country, they were ready to give up their royal status. But today's politicians are so selfish that they focus on dividing India, dividing Tamil Nadu, dividing Andhra Pradesh, and so on, so that they can come to power. It is because of this selfish motive of politicians that they say that they wouldn't allow Hindi, a language which is widely spoken in India, to enter their states. Just imagine the pathetic condition of the people if those who do not want the people of Bharat to stay united continue to rule. Another amazing thing is beautifully portrayed in this film. Usually, historical films show kings speaking very angrily. But in this movie, Arunmozhivarman is shown as a very calm and soft spoken person. No matter what the situation is, there is not an iota of anger in his face or words. Even when he sees the dead body of his murdered brother, he does not weep except for a drop of tears. This is what is truly called the royal character. We can see this character in the people in the highest positions in politics even now. So a huge credit should be given to the director Maniratnam for portraying the natural royal character of those kings. In fact, even Nandhini, who is shown as a badass in this film, has the same royal character. Nandhini is never shown shouting, crying, or being angry. At the end, Nandhini was shown crying only when Adhitta Karikalan died in front of her. It is because Nandhini kept her emotions of love for Adhitta Karikalan buried deep within her. She burst into tears after Adhitta Karikalan expressed his deep love for Nandhini, that he is ready to sacrifice his kingdom, his relatives, and everything he possessed, including his life, just to win Nandhini back. And also, he proved that by sacrificing his life right in before her eyes. The deepest secret of karma is actually revealed in this movie. Yes, when Nandhini was taken to the palace for the first time, she did not like the comforts of the palace. She even runs away from there. The real meaning of this is that Nandhini has no qualifications to be a princess friend. Instead, she has the quality of a princess within her. That is why the comforts of palace life doesn't bother her even a little bit. But when she is kicked out of the palace life and the town for the sole reason of being an orphan, a frenzy sets in. Now Nandini gets very furious that she was chased like this just because she was not born in a royal family. So now she develops a deep desire to attain a kingdom at any cost. Nandini has no royal title, she has no parents to help her, no friends or relatives to guide her, she has no money either. But there is only one thing with her. It is her extraordinarily stunning beauty that can attract even the greatest of kings. She understands it very well and she tries to attain the kingdom by using that beauty as her capital. She is ready to lose anything to attain a kingdom. She is even ready to marry an old man. That's how Nandini becomes the queen, by marrying Adhitta Karikalan's grandfather. According to the law of karma, since Nandini repeatedly comes in the company of the royal families, it is pretty clear that she must have been born in a royal family in her previous life. But it is because of her vengeful nature that she loses everything. But in this birth, whenever injustice is done to her, then the evil nature of taking revenge, which has caused her not to be born in the royal family in this birth, begins to come to surface. But in the end, Nandini finally regrets her vengeful nature even after being born to such a loving mother. And now, coming to Karikalan, he stopped going to his hometown when he finds his girlfriend Nandini getting married to his own grandfather. But when Nandini invites Adhitta Karikalan to meet her at the Kadambur mansion, that's when love begins to grow in his heart again instead of hatred. Adhitta Karikalan doesn't care to listen to anybody, including his own siblings, who warned him against going to Kadambur mansion because Nandini is planning to kill him there. That is the deadly nature of love. And that is the reason why so many people get caught in extramarital affairs despite the warning that it could endanger their life. When meeting Nandini at the end, Adhitta Karikalan asks Nandini to come with him so that they can live somewhere else, and he is ready to sacrifice his kingdom, parents, relatives, and friends just to live the rest of his life with her. But Nandini's response shocked him to the core, because Nandini says that she wants the royal status and the comforts of palace life more than anything in the world. Adhitta Karikalan doesn't want to live anymore after hearing that Nandini doesn't love him anymore. And that is the main reason Adhitta Karikalan commits suicide right before her eyes. It doesn't mean that Nandini has no love for Adhitta Karikalan. It is because of her love for him that she wears the ring gifted by Adhitta Karikalan in his childhood to her while coming to meet him at the Kadambur mansion. And her love for Adhitta Karikalan is finally revealed when she burst into tears while saying the dead body of Adhitta Karikalan right before her. But the reason she doesn't want to go with Adhitta Karikalan is because she doesn't want to betray her husband as Adhitta Karikalan did initially. Overall, in their final meeting, both of them are torn between the emotions of love and revenge for each other. This reminds me of a recent incident in the news. A married woman has an affair, has an extramarital affair with an unmarried man. She even divorces her husband to marry this person. But he unfortunately marries another woman without her knowledge. He also blocks her so that she cannot reach him. This angers the girl. She finds it really hard to forget him and come out of this trauma. So on her birthday, she calls him from a different number and begs him to eat with her for just one day. She swears that she will never interfere in his life again. He finally agrees to meet with her. She comes with an already prepared poisoned food and feeds him, and when he becomes unconscious, she takes out a hidden knife and stabs him in 64 places on his body. Then she herself calls the police and surrenders to them. Two things should be noted here. She couldn't bear the fact that he cheated on her and married another woman and was happy. So she decides that it is okay for her to spend the rest of her life in prison after killing the person who caused her this mental anguish. But surely he knows how deadly she is, and that is the reason he blocked her. But despite that, he agrees to meet with her mainly because he still has some love and lust for her, which cost him his life. It must be said that human mind works this way just to punish those who involve themselves in love and lust. And that is the main reason no religion supports love, although they support marriage. They even compare love to that of a prostitution because love has the same effect of addiction as that of prostitution and drugs. After marriage, the love addiction between the spouses disappears instantly. But since the mind has already tasted the addiction of love, even after marriage, your mind wanders to experience the same kind of addiction with persons outside your marriage. And that is the reason why murders due to extramarital affairs are increasing day by day all over the world. Om Shanti. Thank you. Keep watching the videos in our channel for more informative and spiritual contents. Thank you.